In the heart of our institution lies a plethora of education, collaboration, and growth. Our institution faces backlash, with its community straining to maintain its essence. There is an absence of unity within our community, as divisions hinder progress. There is a communication rift between the administration and the student body, which leaves needs unmet and voices unheard. The structural framework suffers from inadequacies, causing disruptions in daily operations. Additionally, the institution's use of third-party software obstructs the potential for seamless functioning. The quality of educational classes has plummeted to an abysmal low. A dissent in values within the college creates a contentious atmosphere, challenging the shared mission and identity of our educational community. These issues call for a unified effort of collaborative dialogue and action to restore the recognition of our institution. This is institutional rot. The fundamental guiding question that got this project started was, does MICA need a mascot, and how can a mascot bring a community together? I've noticed a lack of unity between students. Sure, we have our events and clubs, but interaction between departments and grades feels non-existent. The MICA community is also very distant from the greater city of Baltimore. It seems as if we are in our own little bubble that doesn't interact with much of the city. So I questioned if MICA was disconnected from Baltimore because the MICA community is disconnected. Is the MICA community disconnected due to a lack of clubs, sports, and communication with other colleges? A lack of collaborations between MICA and the bigger Baltimore community? And will an identity for us to unite under fix our lack of togetherness? Something I found interesting is the loss of reputation that occurred in just a couple of years and how it affected our college. MICA is a thriving institution that has the potential to be a renowned arts college. Back in 2019, when I was a senior in high school, waiting to hear back from colleges, I got accepted. I was thrilled to be a part of the top 20 art colleges in the US. I was part of a prestigious institution. You might remember Niche, the website that tracks all statistics for a given college. Our acceptance rate was at 57%. We had a solid niche grade, and we're in the top 40 design schools in America. Now, in 2023, post-COVID, our acceptance rate rose to 86%. Our grade dropped to a C+, and we became the top 70 design schools in America. So I got sad knowing that our college had fallen so far in a matter of years. I questioned if these niche scores, such as the acceptance rate, were a cause of our identity system. Did our identity system not provide the recognition our school needed? Did it cause a rift in our institution's unity? But all answers turned to COVID and poor financial planning during a monumental financial crisis. Some key questions, issues, and potential solutions were: how does a mascot address the challenge of the MICA bubble? How does a mascot build community? How can it be trendy and adapt? How can the mascot tie in with the current identity system? And what else could be missing from MICA? Let's take a tour of our identity system. Is it recognizable? I would argue yes. It's very widespread and easy to identify within our community. Our colors are a bit unfamiliar though, since not all of them are used consistently. These are some interesting examples of our current system, though I don't see them all being used equally. Obviously, it's nice to have some variety, but not too much. This is our linear pattern for uses of reproduction and media influence. It also works with our logo lockup. We also have this organic pattern that is used on the side of 1515, our printmaking building, and if you try hard enough, will locate throughout certain areas in the school. So, is this a failed identity system? Maybe not failed, but not easily recognizable. How can we fix it? For me, all answers pointed towards a mascot. The project plan included branding a mascot for MICA along with merch and motion ads. In doing so, I hope to identify what the community stands for and to find a solution to our lack of representation and community togetherness. So, I created a still life to highlight MICA values, how I wanted the project to progress, and the preferable outcome a mascot could provide for MICA. The still life is based on a photo of Howard Street Bridge in Baltimore, using surrealism to highlight the connection between MICA and the city. The bridge symbolizes the passage of time, with a gradient portraying the transition from a vague past to a clear present and a vast future. The MICA bubble is depicted on the left, reflecting the future, also hinting at the value dissonance from the community. Flowers signify both past and future recognition, while dragonflies and butterflies represent change and adaptability. A circle enveloping the bridge symbolizes unity among communities, and a bright monitor hints at future goals. The abstract light signifies potential and preferable futures. If you take a close look at the monitor, there is an owl on top of it, representing wisdom. I then decided to host a tabling event in Cohen Plaza, a high-traffic area in the middle of campus, to get perspective from other students and faculty. The mascot brawl was originally a way for students to vote for a mascot for us to unite under. It became an event for students to critique the college, and somewhat a personal protest against the complicated processes of trying to communicate with different departments. It became a protest when I wanted to host my event, and tried contacting different organizations throughout the school. Making an official and permanent change to MICA's branding involves obviously many steps. I would have to talk to the Student Voice Association, Office of Strategic Communications, and anyone else tasked with maintaining the branding for the college as a whole. I wanted more information about how to make a more permanent change, so I sent an email to the Office of Samuel Hoy, our president, and the Office of Strategic Communications to see if we could set up a meeting. I did not receive a response from either party. An unofficial mascot would be easier than trying to maneuver through the MICA political process. To throw an event, I would still have to be a part of a student organization or a student leader that puts on events to rent out event supplies from the Center of Student Engagement and book areas on campus such as Cohen Plaza. Then I would have to partner with a student organization to create an event and either reach out on the MICA app for partnership or to a student involvement specialist who oversees the organizations and can send out an inquiry on my behalf. I applied to be an SVA representative, but it took half a term to become one. I continued with my unofficial mascot and just threw an event in Cohen anyway. As time went on, I experimented with abstract logos, mascot logos, combination marks, word marks, pictorial logos, and so on to get the branding on point. I got really discouraged 2 to 3 months in when I realized I couldn't fix the problems as well as I could identify them. These were things that I've been noticing ever since I stepped onto campus. Nothing seemed to fix the main issues at hand. What I found is I set out as a student to make the school better by using tools that I've learned to create a mascot. So knowing the potential of what branding could do, it became clear that design can't fix the problems in the institution. What I found in my research is that this idea of a brand that was going to solve the division problems was futile, since the system itself is fundamentally broken. We've seen this type of critique before. One notable example is MIBA, the Maryland Institute Black Archives. MIBA was originally created as a thesis project by Diane Moses, who worked to uncover the experiences of African Americans at MICA. The collection includes stories, accomplishments, and pictures of Black individuals in the community. A goal for this project was to highlight the absence of a Black community at MICA and the incomplete documentation of Black artists' past. A goal for this project was to create a space for the Black community within MICA, to empower and highlight them while simultaneously critiquing the institution. In short, my project has evolved from a critique of an institution to a critique of institutional branding, emphasizing that service design and other holistic thinking are more valuable than branding for troubled institutions. There is plenty of research I uncovered about how faculty and students feel about MICA, the good and the bad. There are just some problems that design can't solve, and there are many examples. Here are just a few examples of what needs to be solved before design can be implemented. For more information, take a look at the zine that goes into depth about the issues at MICA.